Welcome to the Amazing Devotions channel and welcome back to regular visitors. Please stay and be blessed by these daily devotions for men. A Legacy, the first in a classical series of men's devotionals, depicts characters of men from the Bible who represent men of today. Some succeeded while others failed. There are those who were strong yet some were weak. There is the spiritual and carnal. Kings, rulers, princes, and patriarchs, all of whom men can identify with. They all left a legacy, whether it was positive or negative. What is your legacy? Today's devotion is taken from Genesis 38. It is the continuation of the life of Judah, Jacob's fourth son, and the lessons of choosing a godly woman for a wife and the mother of your children. And Onan were the sons of Judah's first wife. Was the elder and Onan the younger. The record states that was so wicked that God had to cut his life short. His brother Onan was disobedient and obstinate, and his life was also cut short. Judah lost his two sons to early graves because of their evil characters. It is difficult to understand how the sons of God's future leader could turn out to be so evil, that their lives were prematurely terminated. The problem began when Judah left a spiritually oriented environment to live in an ungodly society, choosing an ungodly woman for his wife and mother of his children. On some occasions, he maintained some form of spiritual traditions, but it is evident that he adopted the lifestyle of the Canaanites. When men leave spiritual surroundings to live in a worldly environment, they will inevitably marry worldly women and bring their children up in a worldly fashion. Their children will not be taught the difference between good and evil, and if they are, they will not take it seriously, because their fathers are not living what they are preaching. Judah could not have had any spiritual influence over his children, or they would have had some amount of fear and reverence for God. One of the worst things that can happen to any parent is to lose a child prematurely, but worse still is when that child is eternally lost. Judah was responsible for the spiritual health of his household, but neglected to uphold godly principles in his home. All men are responsible for the spiritual health of their household, and when it is neglected, the outcome can be devastating, as it was with Judah. Judah's sons were to be groomed as future patriarchs of God's chosen nation, but God could not allow men like and Onan to be representatives of his sovereignty. All the children for Judah's Canaanite wife, including Shelah, her youngest son, were excluded from the royal lineage. However, one of Tamar's children was the chosen patriarch. Judah's wife is recorded only as the daughter of Shua. This is an indication that the sons of his first wife were rejected essentially because of the evil that had contaminated their genes. Judah realized, after the incident with Tamar posing as a prostitute, how far he had strayed from God. As a result, he acknowledged and repented of his sins and renewed his relationship with God. He returned with his new family to his former spiritual environment, assuming his patriarchal position. You don't have to suffer the loss of your children prematurely to learn the lessons that Judah learned. You too can return with your family to your former spiritual environment. God will restore your leadership position as a man who is responsible for his family's spiritual health. Likewise, I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repenteth. Luke 15 verse 10. Thank you for watching. Tune in for more amazing devotions. Tomorrow's lesson is about Joseph, Jacob's favorite son. Tell your family and friends about these amazing devotions. Please remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe. Your patronage is greatly appreciated.